Watching a Sion jungle main in Plat 2. So he should be pretty decent already. I've never played Sion jungle, but I could focus on like his macro decisions, I guess. Early game Fiesta, they should just back out. They don't win that. Nobody died, nobody warded either. I think the person that can ward the easiest is probably mid lane. Because it's the harder lane to gank. They could be here. They probably just reset though. Alright, so you're pathing top towards Aatrox and Lucian, which isn't that great. Karma, your Ezreal and Morgana should be okay against the Karma and Vayne. But Lucian's squishy, so you could get a kill up there. So this clear is kind of weird. I don't know if this is like a new meta clear that you're doing, because I don't see this clear much. But you don't get level 3 off of this, which isn't good. I don't think you get level 3. Yeah, you don't get level 3. So you did 3 camps. You did red, raptors, wolves, and you're still not level 3. And then you have to fight Gromp and blue at level 2. But if you had just done red into Krugs into raptors, then you would be level 3. And then you could just come and do this. Skip your wolf camp. And then come and kill both these camps while you're level 3. Instead of having to do them while you're level 2. You see, now you finish this Gromp, right? Scuttle hasn't spawned, and you have one more camp left to do. So basically you have this time where you're not doing anything. You get level 4 off of this. I guess that's what you're aiming for. Level 4 off the Scuttle. He's gone already, so you... Okay, you got it? I think you guys take this fight. You guys win this fight. Like, even if you die, it's fine, because your passive will come up. But you're kind of just leaving your Aatrox behind. This is good for you. Probably not gonna get him. Probably just shove this in. Yeah, Lucian doesn't have teleport. And your Aatrox already teleported? Which is weird. He must have played his early game really bad if he had a teleport that early. So you're probably just gonna try to get this Scuttle. Your bot lane did well. They won their 2v2. So either Hecarim's gonna be here, or you're gonna meet Hecarim here. But I would definitely... Yeah, so when you do this camp, you Okay, he just smited this scuttle. I heard it. Or he's doing it right now. You see how Hecarim, his priority is to come straight to the scuttle, and you went and did your raptor count. I mean, you could have contested him here, and you're a level above him. So now you probably will have to do your Krugs, and these Krugs, they haven't leveled up because you haven't cleared them. So Hecarim's probably has wolves right now. Look for a gank bottom. If you kill bottom, you get this dragon, basically. Alright, just back up. Okay, that's good. Nice. You die here, which isn't that bad. It's just that you don't get dragon if you die there. Your top lane's getting abused by ranged matchups. So Hecarim's probably already on your wolves. Hecarim should be like on your Gromp or something. So you don't really want to chase this Lucian. And you're not going to have any resources to take because the Hecarim already cleared your jungle most likely. Yeah, so this wasn't a really smart pathing that you took. Like just going top lane in general wasn't smart. They probably die here because they're greedy and overstayed. The Lucian could have just recalled. Like, see, this isn't bad. Like, everything didn't turn out bad. But I think that's mostly because the enemies are greedy. Instead of going top, because you know that when you were bottom, you saw Hecarim pathing from mid lane into your jungle. So most of your jungle camps here will probably be gone. You could have just gone to your red and then took Infernal Dragon, and they probably wouldn't have been able to contest you because they're spending so much time on your top side of the map. You see, right now your priority should be your red buff and your raptors into dragon, because the Hecarim is going to go for his blue when he comes back up. Yes, basically you went top and like you didn't really accomplish much in terms of objective wise. You got a few kills here and there, but that's mainly because the enemy wanted to fiesta with you. And that's not going to happen every game. Some games, if you make that decision in other games, you'll get nothing out of it, and then you'll have to walk from top all the way back bottom to do your camps. At this point, you might also want to get a sweeper. Actually, you might have already wanted a sweeper before at this point. So you know that when you take your red, Hecarim is going to be on his blue, or his bottom side of his map. This is a dangerous spot. Okay, so he didn't take this. So you know that he's probably topside and he's on wolves now. And he's going to start pathing down here. So you either just sit in the bush and wait for the counter gank, which is, you either do this or you go into his jungle, because your lane has priority, so you could ping your support and your AD carry to move with you to go steal camps. Okay, Hecarim's topside, so you just move into the dragon here. Like, you're still wasting time. If you go dragon now, nobody can contest you. And see, right now they just played that really dumb. They literally saw you already, and you should just do dragon. Like you should have already done dragon and then clear his camps. But see that wasn't bad what you did because the enemy kind of misplayed themselves, outplayed themselves. They literally saw you in lane and then still got ganked by you. You see, now you don't get any of his camps. Which, okay, so he just got executed by Gromp, but you probably don't see that. Uh, but yeah, like you missed out on all these resources, and now you're pathing top, and he's probably already stolen your blue. And then when he respawns, he's gonna come back to his blue, and he still has all these camps to do. So that's part of being a better jungler. It's not just the objectives. You have to act quick and steal resources from their jungle also. And basically, if I were you, I would have stole all these 3 camps. So they saw you here. Anytime you reveal yourself, the enemy is gonna react accordingly. You see, right when you show yourself on the pink ward top lane, Hecarim's forcing a play bottom. So stealing the Krugs is, yeah, I would steal Krugs here too. I'd probably just zone Lucian off. You might be able to kill him because you're going AD, I guess. I would just zone Lucian off from this tower because that's all you can really do right now. Maybe Raptors. Okay, so Akali's probably gonna roam up to you. So the longer you stay, the sketchier it is. I would just recall at this point. Yeah, so Akali should be here soon. If Hecarim could pressure your bottom, I probably would have just recalled and went bottom already. Because you're kind of just wasting time at this point. It's a good thing that your enemies just keep inting into you though. So it kind of makes your decisions where you're wasting time into not really wasting time because you're actually getting kills off of it. But you spend so much time up here, Hecarim's probably going to clear your bottom side jungle. Yeah, I think he did Krugs already. Or he might have done Krugs already. Yeah, what he did there was kind of troll. He shouldn't have ulted immediately. Probably just sidestep the Morgana binding. Yeah, and see, you're not here for this fight because you spent so much time top lane. And that's why I said if I was jungling, I probably would have just recalled after the Lucian death so that I could come bottom side. And they wouldn't expect you to be bottom side already because they just saw you top. So the faster you can move bottom and be a part of this play, the better off it is for your team. So now you're just pushing mid lane, which is kind of questionable because the scuttle's up. You could invade again. It's like you have to have a priority on stealing enemy jungle resources as well. That's how you shut them down even further, even harder. So now you're just taking a 1v1. It's a random fight. I think people are underestimating how much damage you can output, so they take your fights. But now it's a good thing you killed him, because now you can just take his resources. But yeah, see, like in this game, there were some inefficient decisions that you've made, but they didn't turn out that bad because uh, you weren't punished for it. They actually kind of rewarded you by just letting you kill them. They probably don't expect how much damage you do. Like when I jungled, I I put a priority, an emphasis on stealing enemy resources whenever I get like the smallest opportunity to do it. So your Heckram's down here, and see you're in lane kinda. You might be like trying to focus on your W, but I think you need to focus more on macro, like rotations on the map, because that's the only thing lacking I've seen from you. See, you might die here, but you could kill him maybe with Aatrox. Yeah, so that was a little sketchy. You probably don't get this dragon unless they just don't get it, but they're most likely gonna get it. Yeah, so they're probably gonna get this dragon, and I think this dragon is lost. I think mostly because of your rotation, and it's like you're looking for kills and you're looking for fights, but you're not really thinking about objectives or securing one part of the map when the jungler's on the other side of the map. Like being good at fighting isn't bad because you get kills and then you get gold, but it collapses fast too if you're not getting objectives for your team. Because like the more you can get your team ahead as the jungler, the higher your chances of winning. Yeah, so you see the next objective is probably just this Rift Herald. You probably have like 2 minutes. Heckram's on it already. Yeah, you see how you reveal yourself at Dragon Pit and they go onto the Herald. So you need to have this kind of reaction when you see the enemy jungler instead of not focusing on these kind of like across the map plays. You're not rotating based on what you see the enemy junglers doing, which is what you should be doing. So this is kind of sketchy because she doesn't have vision. Yeah, after this tower, you could go for your Herald, or you could just recall and then come back for Herald. But you only have like about 19. You have until like 19 minutes and 40 seconds. So you got about a minute and a half to do this. And you want to drop this Herald when you're going for like a Baron play. Drop it mid. And then potentially come back and pressure Baron. Or just come back and set up to get a pick because they think you're doing Baron. So this is good. You probably have a lot of gold. I would recall. See, I would recall before I do these camps. Because if you recall already and spend your gold, you have more options to move around the map. But the moment you start clearing camps like this, you have to spend all this time clearing camps and then you have to recall and your team is already out on the map. So now you're not recalling and not spending your gold. So if you die, you're probably gonna be sitting on a lot of gold that you could have spent. Lucian's probably dead. You might be able to take this fight with your ult, cause your whole team's here. So I'm pretty sure you could have taken that fight, and you might need to think about using your passive more often. Like even if you die and your team collapses, you can still contribute to the fight with your passive. So you kind of wasted your ult there. I'd probably drop Herald right now. You're not dropping Herald, so it's kind of pointless in getting it. Yeah, see, if you would have dropped Herald and get this mid tower and the mid inhibitor, you could pressure Baron very easily if it's down. Now you're doing it late, so you probably might not even get the tower. Yeah, so this is just really bad. That Herald right there could have been game ending. Okay, so they get picked off, which is good, but you're going way too deep. You don't have ult either. So your team fight's kind of useless. You probably just hit the Karma or the Lucian. They forgot about you. This is Platinum 2 and people forget Sion passive exists. So this isn't good at all. You guys might not be able to contest Dragon here. Okay, it looks like they're not even going to try to contest. But if you had just heralded earlier, you got this. You get this tower, get this inhibitor. When the inhib's down, you basically get Dragon and Baron. And then the game could possibly end within the next 5 minutes. But because that didn't happen, the game's just going to go on way longer. So right now, I saw that you won this game, but at this point in the game, whoever wins, it basically comes down to who can get this Baron. So as a jungler, that's your priority. Instead of doing this Raptor camp, okay, this could be a good pick, but you need to be careful because your Morgana's not there, and your Aatrox is bottom. So this is really good. Hopefully you don't die. Yeah, just back up, I think. You don't want to die. The moment you die, the Baron is gone. Yeah, just go home and recall. Go home and recall so you could come contest the Baron. But if you go back and fight and die like this, they can Baron. Especially with the Vayne. So if I were them, 30-second death timers, I would go for the Baron instead of doing this Fiesta tower dive. Like if they had just gone for Baron immediately after they killed you, they would have got it by now. But they gave up Baron for this mid tower. So this is why like plat macro is kind of bad. It's not the worst, but it's bad enough to where you can't climb out of platinum. Like they got 4 kills on your team, and the only thing they got out of it was this outer turret instead of capitalizing on Baron. And if they get Baron, then they could possibly end the game because Baron is really strong and really easy to take this season. So again, your priority should be Baron at this point in the game, but you're doing Krugs, which again isn't good. You need to have a sweeper, which you have, and you need to have 1 control ward at least, so you can control ward the Baron pit, or you can control ward the paths that the enemy take to get to Baron. So she's probably dead, which is good. And when you get a pick like that, you guys don't have to overcommit. You see how at the moment you guys get a pick, everyone's like hard committing to getting another one. 1 pick is already good enough to start a Baron fight. or group mid and push. So now you guys are just being monkeys basically and fiestaing. You get another kill, which is fine because the enemy team is also a bunch of monkeys. But your Ezreal dies. You guys don't get mid tower, and now your Ahri's probably dead. Yeah, this is just pretty bad game sense from everyone. You're probably dead. Honestly, the Hecarim and the Vayne could duo Baron. They can duo Baron. Hopefully they could do it, because he's going to get mana regen in the river. And in the jungle. And the Vayne... Okay, she's finally going. You see, all of this happened. You guys already got the pick on Vayne, which is good. It's a win. You guys have the advantage. You could push for Baron, or you could just group mid and push this mid tower. But you guys chased Lucian all the way down here, and then chase Akali, and then chase Karma, and then you guys just all end up dead mid, and nothing gets done. Now enemy team gets Baron, and they have a Vayne, and it's 25 minutes already, and your Sion, which doesn't go that well into a Vayne. Especially if you're not building armor, which I think you aren't. Yeah, you're building HP, and she takes advantage of that really easily. Like, I know AD Sion is kind of your thing, but if you ever see a Vayne pick, it's probably best to build at least some armor. Maybe just a ninja tabby at least, or plated steel caps. See right here, you're trying to make a pick and you have no vision. That's fine, but they also got a pick. Yeah, so what you did wasn't bad, but I feel like you're not focusing on the bigger picture, which is the objectives themselves. And I think that this build and playstyle is pretty greedy, because you don't really contribute much to team fights besides trying to kill one person. You're like semi-tanky, but at this point in the game, they just melt you, really. Yeah, so like for the past 10 minutes maybe, ever since you got Herald at 18 minutes, you guys haven't really got anything done. You haven't got their base turrets. You guys lost Baron because you guys aren't focusing on Baron. You're too busy chasing kills. And then you lost this dragon also because like you're positioning up here, and the Hecarim and everybody's already over here in river fighting your team. So probably try to focus more on big picture stuff instead of looking for these random fights that don't really produce any results. So right now you're basically just on defense. They have Baron. You already got a good pick here. This is good. Okay, so remember what I said earlier about when you get one pick, don't go as hard as you can trying to get a second one. They basically delivered themselves to you, but this is really good. If you just all push mid, you probably win right now. So he doesn't need to back. The Aatrox doesn't need to back because Akali isn't the best split pusher. I mean, she can't take towers fast. So this is really dumb by him. So he's going back, and what? She's just going to recall. And she couldn't even take this tower, so. That was kind of dumb. And you don't want to die here. Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to die. Your priority there was staying alive. Because the moment you die, they can't really push anymore. Akali's probably just going to clean everybody up. If the Aatrox had just stayed instead of recalling, he probably could have done a lot more for your team. So right here, it's fine if everybody dies. Where's Akali going? That was really... That was a really platinum elo teleport flink in the middle of combat. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. She's literally fighting you guys and she teleported flink. But yeah, the Aatrox played that push pretty poorly. And with as many picks as you guys did, I think you could have either grouped and ended or just grouped and get 2 inhibitors instead of just 1. So here you guys are fighting again. You might win this just because they overextended so far. Both teams love chasing kills. Baron's coming up. Baron's coming up, so yeah, you need to watch out for their carries. Their carries are really strong at this point. And Hecarim probably doesn't do that much damage anymore. Get the Scuttle. That's about to pop up. Yeah, you need this. Yep. So you either recall and buy, come back to Baron, which is probably your best choice. Like, you need a pink ward or something. Anytime Baron is coming up and you're the jungler, it's a smart move to buy a control ward. So this is not good. I think you just go for this. You see the Vayne and the Karma there? Just go for this. Probably your Aatrox could probably stall. Okay, that was scary. They didn't contest, so that was good. You guys could go for this dragon. Honestly, Aatrox could go top lane. He doesn't need to come with you guys. Because Akali's not here, and you saw her use TP earlier. But you guys could just group and secure this as well. It's not bad. So you want to recall if you have the money to. Because now's not the time to be power farming your camps. You need to just spend and be on the map with your team. Yep, you guys don't really want to group mid. Oh, yeah, Ari's already dead. Which is not good. Yeah, you guys should not take this fight. This is sketchy. Vayne will just melt you. You see, with your build, is really not good against their comp. And I think you've played a lot of Sion games, so okay, your Ezreal's cleaning up pretty well. He could kill him, yeah. So it's just game after this, I would assume. So yeah, you guys probably just win. Overall, Your early game wasn't bad. Um, Honestly, your macro decisions were kind of questionable, but it produced good results because the enemies actually took the fights with you and gave you free kills. And then even though like that one time you spent so much time up here that but you actually got the kill on Lucian, so it's worth it. If the Lucian was a better player, he would just let you waste time up here while his jungler gets dragon and steals all your bottom lane camps, and then he'll just gank your bottom lane. So those decisions in the early game were kind of questionable, but you got kills, so it made it kind of worth it. I feel like you're not really focusing on objectives as a jungler, which is your priority mainly. You need to react to when the enemy jungler shows themselves. You need to have a plan. Like if the enemy jungler shows themselves top and you're in base, you should path towards your bottom side camp if your camps are up, and if you have vision on his camps, you should path immediately to his camps when he's showing topside. So you either path here and steal his resources and take this bottom scuttle and try to secure a dragon for your team. But I've seen you multiple times where you've seen the enemy jungler top here in your top side of the jungle and he's already cleared your camps and you still path top, which is not a good decision because if the enemy jungler is smart, he'll just take your camps and then get the fuck out and go do his camps down here, or go down here and do these camps because you path top and you won't get anything. But in this game, you went where the enemy jungler already was and you picked up kills. So that's why you didn't fall behind. But I don't think that's good enough to improve. You need to be like a step ahead of the enemy junglers and actually denying them resources. Because when you make these kind of plays, when you go into resourceless areas in higher elo, you're basically wasting time. And it's going to stack up. It's going to add up. You're going to fall behind. So that's my only advice. Try to focus on big picture plays. Your Sion mechanics aren't bad. They're pretty good. People don't expect your damage, so that's a good surprise factor you have for solo queue. I have nothing against your Sion jungle. Keep playing it. You play it well. Just focus on fixing these macro decisions you're making, and really focus on a plan instead of kind of wandering around looking for kills. So, yep. Good luck.